Hey guys, gals, and envies. I said I was gonna get some more hologram stuff after I really liked them. So I'm going to put out an apology to Hologram for selling the pedals that I got, especially the one that they gave to me. I probably shouldn't, but hey, I'm making it right by having at least another microcosm that I paid for myself and a chroma console. I initially paid for a chroma console for myself anyway, so I don't think that's a big deal at that point. But yeah, let's just unbox things and let's talk about synths and stuff. So people keep asking me specifically. Let's try and get this. The first thing I'm going to say before I get too much into that is, I know that cut that pretty piss poor, but um, I was gonna say that the tape on these packages from Hologram is so cool. Chase Bliss does a similar thing. So yeah, I just want to show you the kind of care they throw through these things, and it's just a company I feel like that cares. But now I can't say that they gave me a pedal because these were paid for by myself, so I have no conflict of interest. So that is the Chroma console, if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and look at that. And then, oh, there's some sirens in the background. That's just great. Of course, when I want to film and I can't edit that out because this is a live unboxing. Yeah. Stupid cops. Anyway, yeah. All right. So what do we have? Oh, no, the Chroma console. It's a different one. This is the Chroma console. I get those mixed up sometimes, but yeah. So people always ask me what synth to get. Here's the thing. It depends on the music. Right now, the kind of synths that I like, I'm going to definitely recommend the TO5. There's a caveat to the TO5. There's a few things I don't like specifically about the UI. The one thing being the way you put in a oscillator tuning. It is quantized, obviously, to a note value, but it's a potentiometer. So sometimes there's potentiometer drift and bounce. It's just the nature of potentiometers. Sometimes it'll just drift around. I wish they used a rotary encoder instead of a potentiometer. It would have been a lot nicer. They use a rotary encoder on the Take 5 to set your octave. They really should have did that on the TO5. That said, you really can't go wrong with it. It's a very good sounding synth. I hope they put in some hysteresis on the potentiometer so they don't bounce around so much. That's the only real caveat I have to that synth. It's lovely for the money. It's just lovely in general. But people ask, or I've gotten a lot of questions. Do I recommend the Peak/Summit or a TO5 or a Take 5? It's up to you. It depends on the kind of music you're doing. If you're doing ambient music, I'm going to open up the microcosm here. We're going to take a look at it. So I love their packaging. I was definitely going to say I love their packaging. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a little hard to get out of there though. All right. At least it'll arrive in good shape. So let's get that out. It's nicely packaged and I just love everything about it. So yeah, it depends on the kind of music. If you're going to do ambient music and you don't have any pedal, yeah, look at that thing. That's gorgeous. Oh, that is a nice pedal. Oh, yeah, I just like their stuff. I just like how it looks too, don't you? So yeah, if you're going to do ambient stuff and you don't have any external guitar pedals, or if you're not going to use a DAW to do your effects, definitely get a Peak or a Summit, because the effects on the Peak and Summit are some of the best in the industry. Yeah, they're not super special. They sound okay. I should preface that by saying they're not super special in terms of like they don't do shimmer or things like that. But what they do do is sorry. What they do is absolutely phenomenal ambient stuff without like shimmer or anything like that. The reverb on the Summit and the Peak in extension are just some of the best reverbs I've ever heard. Not even in a synth in general, just in even a guitar pedal or an effects processor. They're done within the FPGA, so there's quite a lot of like it's just interesting how they handle it. So yeah, anyway, it comes with a power supply. Hey, Strymon, you're selling your Big Sky MX for almost $700 without a power supply. What the hell's up with that? And these are only what is this? $429 for the Microcosm. Yeah. Yeah, again, really I like their AC adapters too. These are very cool. This reminds me of the AC adapter that comes with the It's probably the same company that makes the AC adapter, but that comes with the Cobalt, the Cobalt 8 or whatever it is in the Argon 8. But yeah, it's this is center negative. Those are center positive. So don't use the same power supplies. But I'm talking about the manufacturing. I just like this circle and the way the connector goes in. But yeah, that said, if you're going to do ambient and you want to do it without any external effects, but you want to use the synth's internal effects, because if you do ambient, you need reverb. It's not even a question. If you're doing ambient without reverb, it's like, what the hell are you doing, right? So I would get the Peak or the Summit for sure. If you're doing synthwave, you're going to have to invest in some external pedals, and you want the Oberheim sound. There's no question about that. You absolutely want to get a TO5. The internal effects kind of blow. The only internal effect on the TO5 I really like besides the delay is the chorus. So yeah, really nice manual, obviously. Like, I wanted to do an unboxing when I originally got my hologram electronics stuff. I always want to say hologram effects, but it's all hologram electronics. So it's in, they're from Knoxville, Tennessee. And interesting to see this. Yeah, just such a nice pedal. The packaging again. Let me make sure I got everything out of the box. The only thing is they don't give you feet, I don't think. I don't remember it coming with feet before. So that kind of is sadness. You get a power supply but no feet. It's like the opposite of what Strymon gives you, but feet are cheap. So, yeah, really really nice. So yeah, if you're going to do synthwave, I would absolutely say that you need to get a TO5 or an Oberheim synth. Maybe if you have the dough for it, the OB X8 or whatever the flagship one they have is. I would totally have one if I had the money for it and the space for it, because I would get the keyboard version. But yeah, that's what I would get for the synthwave stuff. And now if you're doing gigging, and especially gigging in like let's say an indie rock band or something maybe shoegaze-ish, or even if you're doing some kind of like jazz fusion and stuff, I'd say the Take 5 any day. Take 5 any day. And now the other thing I want to bring up is the Korg, the monopoly or multi-poly. I'll keep wanting to call it the monopoly. The dumbest name that they made for it, because it's such a powerful synth, and they're trying to bank on the fact that you want nostalgia from the monopoly era. It's so much more than that. I would actually put the multi-poly on the same level as the Take 5 and the TO5 in terms of sound quality, but the build quality is a little worse in the keybed, but I think the potentiometers actually feel quite a bit nicer on the Korg. If I have to be honest about it, they really do. So yeah, the packaging on this is just amazing. I love that the cloth like bag thing. It's like, I guess it's like a polyester. It looks like polyester. I'd have to burn it and sniff the fumes to find out. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Please don't do that. It feels like polyester. It might be cotton. Oh, it could be cotton. I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah. So I would not dismiss the multi-poly as a synth to have in your collection, especially if you do a lot of diverse stuff, because the built-in effects sound really fantastic. The build quality is middling. Like I said, the front panel and its controls are fantastic. The keybed, not so much. It's not as bad as, like, let's say the Wave State or the Op6 keybeds. But here's the thing: the multi-poly, at least as far as I saw in March, the module version's coming out. If you can wait that long and you really want it and you don't like the keybed that Korg gives you, get the module and then just get yourself a really nice keyboard controller. And it sounds phenomenal. You can do so much more than all the other synths that I can think of, because you have so much polyphony, and it's 4-part multi-timbral. So it's really cool. And the filters sound absolutely phenomenal. As you saw the video I did against the TO5, they sound pretty damn close. The Prophet filter in it sounds pretty damn close to the Take 5. I will do that as a video separately. Well, let's get this out of the way. This is going to be foreshadowing to something I want to show you, the background here being Ocarina of Time. Oots, good old Oots. Everybody loves Oots. All right, let's get this out of the way. All right, yeah, so we get a power supply and you get a USB-C cable. I wish this is USB-C, right? Oh yeah, this does not have USB. I forgot that the Microcosm does not have USB. It has Midi, and that's how you have to firmware update it. So that's why you don't get a cable with that one, obviously. But in this one, it's a little easier to take out of the box. Maybe I should have taken... No, this one is easier to take out. Packed in the same care. Lovely, lovely box. I mean, you just have that... It's just so nice. As much as I like Boss, their unpackaging experience is just not great. I mean, it's like unpacking a pair of cheaper shoes, in my opinion, and this is like something a little more premium. Not that I'm into shoes. I'm actually not. I wear cheap Walmart shoes. I used to wear a lot of Converse products, but that started to kill my ankles. I used to love Chuck Taylor's, but yeah, that said... yeah, I'm just saying with the shoes because it really reminds you of like opening up a shoebox when it comes to the Boss stuff, and this is more like opening up a premium product. It's almost has that Apple-esque feel to it, and it's, I mean, in a good way, and not in a shitty Apple sort of way. But yeah, I love the box. I know it's stupid to say, but I love their packaging. I am going to tag hologram with this video again to apologize for selling my lovely original Microcosm that they so graciously sent me, but now again I paid for with my own money, so you can't say I'm a shill. Oh man, the amount of comments I got saying I was such a shill for accepting that. God, it's just, and at this point I don't care if some companies want to send me stuff that I actually want to deal with, like Walrus, for example. If they want to send me that new pedal, that the Chi or whatever, I would love one. I might just have to get one. That's going to come into another part of the video I'm going to talk about in a minute, but yeah, this is really great. I just love it. Love how the presentation. So this says USB-C, obviously. Let me see if that's coming up in the video okay. Yeah, it's a little dark. I guess I still have a little bit of exposure compensation turned on the camera, whatever. We can't go back. This is kind of like not live, but I can't retake the video. I can't rebox it and tape it. So I'm not going to do that. So yeah, these feel great. I love these. They're just such a nice pedal. I think this one is more in line to something that you can easily plug into your DAW without a problem, because you have extensive MIDI capability over the USB port, which is really cool. And this is going to require some sort of MIDI interface. My Zoom LiveTrack L6 has MIDI, but it's over a 3.5 millimeter TRS jack, which is like a cardinal sin, and you shouldn't do that because you could have taken off some of the stupid stuff off of it, like the sound button, the soundboard buttons that like nobody ever uses. Okay, here's a question. If you have a Zoom, if you've made it this far and you have a Zoom LiveTrack like the L8 or the L6, do you use these soundboard buttons? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe use it as a backing track. I don't even know what you can do with it. Can you put a very large file on it and play it back? But yeah, this is so nice. I like it. So, yeah, that's it. That goes over what I'm going to say about synths to get. Use your own ears. I can recommend all those synths that I just listed. I can also definitely recommend the Wavestate, specifically the Mark 1 or Mark 2. It doesn't really matter. You get more polyphony with Mark 2, but you still get everything with a Mark 1. You just get limited polyphony, so that's really kind of cool. Op6 if you want FM. Let me think. What else? That's about all I can really recommend these days, especially for new synths. They're all really great offerings. Just depends. Do you like the sound of it? I can recommend any of those easily. So that said, so yeah, I've been on the fence about the SteamPipe. I keep saying, no, I'm not going to get a SteamPipe. And then I say, I'm going to get a SteamPipe. And then recently I figured out by going through my finances, I had an extra amount of money that I can definitely use for it, because I initially had it allocated for something else. So I'm probably going to end up getting the SteamPipe. And given the fact that I'm sure Walrus won't send me a Chi, I might have to end up getting a Walrus Chi. That'd be interesting to do a video against the Walrus Chi and the Chroma console. That said, so I recently saw the Sonic State video that who was it? It was Magical Synth Adventure. That's their channel name. Did on the SteamPipe, and there was a specific section in there with like a marimba almost sound that really sold me on it. That's, if you haven't seen the Sonic State video, I'd really like just go check it out. Also, I'm gonna throw a link to Magical Synth. It is Magical Synth Adventure in my section there, and go check them out. And check that Sonic State video out on the SteamPipe. It was actually really cool. It was a lot more detail than I thought I would need on it, and it sold me, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I'm like, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. And now I need it. It's like, don't want, need. So yeah, I keep pressing things. I just like the tactile feel of everything. It's so nice. So yeah, I love the layout and everything. The only thing I don't like about it in particular, and I will say that, is the color coding, but this kind of goes in the line with like the Empress effects, like the Empress ecosystem. If you're colorblind, you're fucked. That is an unfortunate part of that. So kind of a problem, I guess, in that case, but otherwise some of the best effects on the market. So like I was going to say, I'm going to stick with Strymon and Erica Synths for like soul reverbs, but for delays and weird stuff, I think it's definitely companies like Hologram Electronics and Chase Bliss and Walrus Audio, actually, for weird delay type things. And I should say that the slower from Walrus Audio still remains one of my favorite reverbs I've ever had, though that night verb, damn. As you saw in the video I recently released, the night verb is just absolutely just great. It's so versatile. I didn't think it was going to be so versatile, but if you really sit there and tweak the settings, I'm going to make a video again on it. Obviously, I'm going to make a few videos on it because I love it so much. I'm going to make a video on how to like go through it and get your long ambient reverbs, obviously, but also how to get more realistic and good sounding reverbs where you can just make a signal a little more wet and realistic sounding, especially if you're trying to like emulate an acoustic instrument and things like that. That's why I think they paired that reverb algorithm with the Erica Synths SteamPipe. I think it just would work good at making a more realistic acoustic sounding instrument because it's just so good as a reverb. Yeah, so that said, this is just like I said, I wanted to go through the unboxing. I really like how they present themselves. And these manuals are fantastic. These are some of the best manuals I've actually seen in the industry. As you've known, I've had tons of guitar pedals in the past. Even with Strymon giving me a guitar pedal in the past, I will still say that they still don't do the presentation as good as companies like Hologram and Chase Bliss. I think Chase Bliss just has that ethos to it. It's like, you're getting a premium, awesome guitar pedal, but this, and I think it's more of like an indie thing. I don't know how else to put it. This, with Hologram Electronics, it feels more like a professional product. I mean, not that Chase Bliss isn't professional, but they're more the quirky side of things, and Hologram is like this professional looking thing that just, sounds great as well. So I don't know how else to put that. But these manuals, like I said, almost everything you need to deal with these are in the box. You don't have to go online and use a downloadable manual, which is great. Chase Bliss still has that going with their stuff too. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is, so recently I went onto a live stream that Vulture Culture had, and I totally forgot about Vulture Culture when I was giving shout outs to channels that I really like to watch, and I totally forgot about their channel, and that was kind of sad and bad on my part. But I was interacting with the live stream on the, what is it called? The launch key the launch key Mark IV, right? So I have the 25 key version. I think he was doing the 61. Yeah, it was the 61 key version. And I realized I never really did a video on the 25 key. I think I'm going to make a quick video on it because I actually really like the key action. And I was saying in the comments or in the live stream feed that the key bed felt phenomenal, at least on my 25. And I actually used the 25 side by side to my TO5, which has literally my favorite key bed at this point, or the Take 5. They both have phenomenal key beds. I will say my TO5 doesn't have the key binding issue on the very first key. So that's cool, where the Take 5 has a little bit of a binding issue. And that's not uncommon on Fatar key beds with the aftertouch strip, but I was, like I said, I was using it side by side to my launch keys, Mark IV, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. I remember the launch keys having a phenomenal key action for the price point, but I will say it's just under a Fatar key bed for real. Now the mod wheel and the pitch wheel on my specific unit are absolute garbage, which is unfortunate. They feel mushy. I don't know how else to put it. They feel like they don't spring back to the center position very well. My Summit, which also has its Novation, so I would assume that their mechanisms would be very similar, but my Summit has very nice feeling pitch and mod wheels. And the problem is I remember Vulture Culture had a poll up in his videos asking, do you use Aftertouch more, or do you use Aftertouch in your patches? And I tend not to. I will sometimes. I really did like the poly Aftertouch of things like the why is it escaping me? The Hydra Synth, right? But I didn't use it all that often. I more prefer using a mod and a pitch wheel for a modulation source. Like I won't even have sometimes the pitch wheel set as just a pitch source. Maybe I'll map it to a filter or something. And especially the way the location is, like on the TO5 and the Take 5, for example, you would think it's an awkward position. But if you rest your hand, like let's say, I don't have it out here, but you rest your hand on the side of the synth, and then you have your thumb to do this. I mean, I have a fairly long thumb, and if you do like me, it's really easy to use. And maybe I'll bring that up in a video sometime if I remember, where I can really show you. But yeah, if you go back through some of my videos where I do some actual songs with it, I use the pitch wheel that way, and it's phenomenally comfortable because you have something to rest on, and you're not just like, doing keys and then trying to use your pitch wheel on the side. It's just nice and ergonomic. And that's what I hoped that the launch keys, at least my 25 key version, would have in a nice feeling wheel. But the wheel, unfortunately, does not feel nice. It feels very much like garbage, which is a shame because the key bed feels great. It doesn't have aftertouch, of course, but not having that aftertouch strip gives you a lot of, like, I don't know, it just feels nice. There's nothing to bottom out on a squishy strip or something like that. So yeah, that said, I guess that's all I kind of want to go over. I just wanted to show off. I mean, you've seen me use the Chroma console in the past, and I'm going to use it some more. It'd be really nice, like I said, to do a comparison video against the Chroma console and the Chi from Walrus, because they're very similar, I would have to say, the idea of the effects. So it'd be interesting to know the quality, because I know the quality of the Chroma console is kind of unmatched in a multi-effect of what this is trying to do. It sounds very good. It does have some flexibility issues that I don't particularly like that you can work around because of you can not, I can't use a delay and a reverb at the same time, but if you pair it with something like the Microcosm, then it's not the biggest deal, but that gets pretty expensive. So yeah, I guess that's all I kind of want to ramble about in this video. Again, it's things that are going on. I'm just trying to keep focused on things that don't suck, and obviously hologram electronics doesn't, so we'll see. I keep pressing the foot switches. I like their foot switches. I don't know why I like these switches so much. They're so convenient. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. But they're convenient in the way that you can still use them as foot switches, but they don't hurt when you use them as a desktop switch. I just feel like they've designed these to be more of a desktop thing than they were to be put on a pedal board. It's like, these are more like for synth players, I think. I mean, at least that's how I feel about it. All right, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me unboxing these, because I've never unboxed these on camera, and I just kind of want to show you how just nice the packaging is. Like I said, it's very It's very sustainable packaging. There's not much plastic in it. I'm not sure if this is polyester. This looks like cotton, actually. I can't really tell. I think it's cotton. So that's nice. Very sustainable packaging. Nice manuals that you'll actually get use out of. And the quick starts on each of these are really cool. So that's the thing. Yeah. All right. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. And if you like my this kind of content and you like the stuff that I do on my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, I guess if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.